Hey, I'm back with Raid Shadow Legends, and I want to talk to everybody about Void Shards. There's a big deal, a big special going on, but really what I want to talk about is the value of Void Shards compared to Ancient Shards. Is it really worth it to get Void Shards? We're going to go over here to the, let's get into the portal and look at the summon rate. So right now, the summon rates of the Void Shards are doubled. Normally the epics would be 6% and the legendary would be 0.4%. Both lower than regular Ancient Shards. 2% lower than the Ancient Shard epic pool and a 0.1% lower than the regular Ancient Shard. So not only are we getting better pull rates, because this extra double pull rate is only for the next 2 days, I believe. You can look under the packs and see, let's see here. Let's see these big whale packs. Again, this isn't about whether you want to spend money. If you want to spend money on the game, I'm all for it. Definitely if you have it set aside and you want to support. This video isn't about that. So here you can see it says 2-time chance for epics and legendaries right here. It says it. So that's why it's doubled in the summoning in the portal here. But normally we have a better chance at getting stuff from the Ancient Shards. And they're a 3-to-1 ratio. People on Discord say that you can get normally, well, at the best deals, you can get 3 Ancient Shards per 1 Void Shard for the money. So that could be, you know, you could be opening 10 Void Shards or 30 Ancient Shards, or 100 Void Shards or 300 Ancient Shards. And the only reason I say this is because a lot of the Void champions, I just don't feel are worth it. I don't feel, for me, this is just for me, in my opinion, I don't feel it's worth it for me to go spend my money on to get Void Shards when it seems like most parts of the game that all the other affinities are used for a lot of stuff. It's always cool to get Void characters. I understand that. It's fun to get those. But when do you really see those Void champions used? I know Warlord would be used. I know Venus would be used. Of course, there are a lot of Void champions that would be used, but is it really necessary? And the game, the game's not wanting to show me the clan boss teams right now. Let's go into it here again and see what we have. Just for an example, I want to go over, like we see here, clan boss teams. We have Bad L. We have a lot of legendaries. This is actually me. Of course, you can see me. And then as we go down the list, you can see Terrell, Steel Skull. There is a Venus right here. You can see this is on Brutal. Let's go over to Nightmare. Again, this the usual suspects. We have, okay, we have Venus up here. But other than that, you see that normally it is just regular champions. And then if you think about using these champions in, say, something like Dragons 20, you think about Spiders 20, where you see Biggins in there now, you see Ignatius in there, you see these big AoE champions, you see other champions in things like Fire Knight 20, Dragons 20. Sure, there are some really good Void champions, but do you really even see them out there that much? You could say because they're hard to get, but I know a lot of people who have them and I don't always see them played all the time. There are some really good ones, but to me, I think the extra value of me summoning 300 Ancient to 100 Void is much better in my eyes. And I'm going to show you this website. I'm going to drop this down. We're going to show this website. This is this website I use. It's called, let me get over here. It's called Ayumi Love. I will leave the link in the description below. Basically, anytime I want to know anything about the champions and I'm not in game, and even when I am in game, you know, grinding, this is much easier for me. If I want to go over here and see any champion that does decreased attack, let's go with decreased attack, decrease turn meter, decrease debuff, decrease attack. Here we are. I found it. So it will actually show me every champion that has decreased attack. So I can come in here and just click on these guys and see exactly. Let's pick one right here. Let's pick a Void. Let's pick a Void because we're talking about Voids versus Ancient. This is a really good Void. Padma, I don't know how to say her name, but you see her here. She's really good because her skill 1 will do, let's see here. If this is a crit, has an 85% chance, will be 100 leveled up to place a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns on all enemies. It should say all enemies. It's on all enemies. So that's weird. So this one isn't updated properly. So this is a really bad example because it's not showing it completely updated. But anyways, we've got, let me go over to Void. So I'm going to go up here to Raid Champion Affinity. and click on that, and now it's going to show me all Void. It's going to show me every affinity broken down. So you can see every legendary and Voids. You can see every epic champion, every rare champion. So let me know, basically let me know in the description below, is it worth it to you? Do you think it's really worth it to you to buy those? Or do you think they need to buff the Void champions, especially some of the epics? Legendaries too, there are only actually a few Void legendaries that I think are really great. Okay, there's more. At least half of the Void legendaries are good. The other half are, nah, they're okay. But for what they are, they should be a lot better. Now, they are going to do some balancing. They're only balancing like 11, 12 champions or something, they said. So I don't think they're really going to get into tons of Void. They're probably going to get into more champions that people use and that have been asking for. We already know 3 of them. But look at the epics here. These first epics, blah, 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 whatever, Faceless. Lightsworn's okay. Lua's cool. Maneater's good. This one's good. No. Skull Crown, of course, you know, is good. But the rest of these, Warcaster can be good in PvE for removing and buffs and blocking the buffs. But, I mean, overall, I don't see these guys really just taking it out. I mean, you look at the rares we've got, you know, everybody wants a Cold Heart, but she's run her course. I'm telling you, Cold Heart is not that great anymore. Nobody uses her in in-game clan boss. People only use her in Spider to cheese it out with multiple Cold Hearts. She's not even run in Fire Knight 20, really. There are better options that can survive much better. Her kit is fantastic, believe me. If she had better survivability or was like a defense-based champion or something different about her, we could bring her in there more efficiently, and maybe way later down the road when we have way high stats, we can bring her into Fire Knight 20 much easier and just blow through it all. But she's just not, she's not like she used to be. You know, everybody who played this game and started out, she used to be just everything. So even her in rares isn't that great. Bellower is good, of course, you know, for grinding, for spiders. He's actually really good if you can keep him alive for all stages, 20, everything else, because he does an attack down. Same thing who is really good and underrated is Seducer. He does shields, he does the attack down AoE on a 3-turn cooldown, and he's defense based, so he does a lot of damage, and he can stay alive and take the hits. He won't even get focused right away. So other than that, you go through this list of Void rares and you're like, you know, there are other rares that I use in the regular elements, affinities, and then you look at the epics and the same thing. You're going to use Tyrell, you're going to use Royal Guard, you're going to use a lot of those other Steel Skull. I mean, there are a lot of other people that you're going to use to run stuff with that I feel, I don't know, I just don't feel that, I feel like they need to buff it, is what I feel like. I feel like they need to buff Void champions and make them at least viable. What they really need to do is go through the game and look at the champions and say, hey, where can I use this champion? Are they going to be good for Fire Knights, Dragons, whatever? Are they good for Clan Boss? And what can we do just to tweak them just a tad bit to make them more viable for everyday play, so that we can, you know, when we pull these champions, we're like, hey, this is great. I can level this champion up and I can actually viably use them in something. Because right now when I look at all those Void champions, nothing, just like, there's a few that jump out, but there's not that many that jump out and scream, hey, I'm going to take this person over to Spiders and just have a lot of fun with them. Or I'm going to take this person over to Fire Knight and just really max them out to 60 and feel confident about leveling them up and using them. So for me, anyways, I just wanted to show you that site. I'm going to leave it in the description below. I wanted to talk to you about Void Shards versus Ancient Shards. And for me, I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to buy Ancient Shards if there's like a super good cheap deal that gives me good money, good benefit. Then I'll get the Ancient Shards and try to roll on those. Otherwise, I just don't see the need for Void Shards. If I get them, I'll get them from logins. I'll get them from the Clan Boss drops and from other places. And if I get something cool, then that's fine. But I just don't see them really doing so. So really, I would like balancing. Again, I would like to pull something in Void that I just screams, you know, level me up, take me in here. So that is really it. I don't know what else to talk about about them, but let me know your thoughts. Tell me below, what do you think about them? What could be improved, or do you like them the way they are? I will see you guys in the next video.